Kirby's copy ability mechanic is great, devouring enemies in my path with the only remnant of their pitiful existences being the powers I stole from them is adorably charming. Plenty of others must have bought into this idea too, as copy abilities became Kirby's staple mechanic throughout his main series games. Over the course of 30 plus titles, Kirby's amassed 60 plus standard copy abilities. I say standard because Kirby 64 The Crystal Shards said, hey, you know what would be cool? What if we let players combine copy abilities to form these weird, uncanny copy abilities? Having 100% of this game fairly recently, I have to say that mixing copy abilities is the direction I wish the Kirby series would have gone in for every title. And before anyone says anything, no, the mixing and Squeak Squad and Star Allies doesn't count. In those games, mixing copy abilities means slapping on an element to an already existing ability. That's boring. In Kirby 64, mixing copy abilities grants you completely new ones that function differently than the parts that make them up. The only time this isn't the case is when you combine identical copy abilities, which simply results in a better version of the original. This layout is fantastic. Discovering the many combinations of copy abilities that this game has to offer is a joy in and of itself, mainly because you never know what you're gonna get. In every other Kirby game, you can be fairly sure what ability you're gonna receive based on what the enemy looks like. But in Kirby 64, that two-tone hexadecagon could mean anything. A lightning rod, a volcano, a refrigerator, a kamikaze snowman. Heck, if you combine burn and spark, Kirby frictions himself to flames and runs around like a madman. The game even looks out for people who don't want to combine abilities, as it can be completed using only singular abilities. So why didn't the Kirby franchise stick with this recipe? There's probably a few good answers to this, but I have a sneaking suspicion it has to do with math. In Kirby 64, there are only 7 base copy abilities: Bomb, Cutter, Burn, Ice, Needle, Spark, and Stone. They can all mix and match for a total of 28 copy ability combinations, excluding duplicates. If one were to add even a single base copy ability to the original roster of 7, this wouldn't be a 7x7 grid anymore, but an 8x8, exponentially increasing our total combinations from 28 to 36. To put that into perspective, the average amount of copy abilities in a Kirby game is 25. See the problem? In order to keep this mixing formula from game to game, you'd have to limit the amount of base abilities so the total amount of combinations between them wouldn't reach astronomical amounts. And yet, even with the limitations of base abilities, I would still love to have this mixing mechanic become the new staple. These wacky combinations are way too much fun. It's a shame that exponential math just had to ruin the future of this perfectly grand idea. It's okay though, at least this mechanic exists in one game. My love for it will always be there. To the 64th power.